to teach you about social media. On the internet every day, I see her on Facebook, and I'm friends with her. She is all over the internet on tweeting all the time, and she's on LinkedIn everywhere, and she's going to teach you, this is really important, how to get your social networking life together and tell you exactly how to do it and exactly what you don't know. So please welcome Ann Evanston. Where are you? Behind the light, here she comes. Hello, you have a camera. Welcome. All right. Thank you.
I am so thrilled to be with all of you today because I love what I do. Do any of you love what you do? Yeah. I love what I do. And the thing is that I find that a lot of people, though, don't love what I do. They love what they do, but they don't love what I do, social media, right? So I'm going to ask all of you some questions. Show of hands for me. How many of you love social media? You're on it every day. All right. How many of you have a Facebook profile? How many of you have a Facebook fan page? How many of you have a LinkedIn profile that's 100% complete? Ooh, gotcha, didn't I? How many of you have a blog? How many of you blog every day? How many of you blog 3 times a week? How many of you have a YouTube channel? How many of you post video on your YouTube channel? How many of you have no stinking clue what I'm talking about? Okay, good. Okay, here comes a real scary one. How many of you have a Twitter account? How many of you tweet daily? How many of you know that if you don't tweet daily, you might as well stop? Oh, okay, good. All right, so I want to share, if you'll give me permission for just a minute, how I started in this business, because I didn't start in the social media business. I've actually been an entrepreneur since 1998. I tell people all the time that if I can survive the dot bomb, September 11th, and what I now lovingly call the new economy, don't you love that positive thinking? The new economy, anybody can survive it and be successful in it, all right? But my calling, what I really believe I was put on the earth to do, is to speak, is to be on stage and present. And I went to graduate school and studied human behavior and social psychology. I have a master's degree in social psychology. And my intention was to start my own speaking business, which I did in 1998. I traveled internationally. I was a road warrior. I actually love being on planes. I love meeting people. I love the fascination with it. I have no problem with it whatsoever, right? And I was on the road in 2007 to become a $1 million business owner. Go ahead, you can clap, because that's cool. Come on, right? And in my mind, I don't care if you want to be a $1 million business owner or not. I meet a lot of people who say, no, Ann, I don't want the headache that comes with having to manage that. I'd be happy just not worrying about the money anymore, right? Okay, that's okay, but guess what? Probably still need to have $1 million mindset to make sure that money keeps coming in, right? And I'm sitting with my financial advisor in 2007, and she says to me, Ann, you realize you're going to have a problem here meeting that $1 million mark. And I was like, why? She goes, you see what's happening with the economy, right? All of my clients, 100% of them, prior to 2007, were corporate clients. Anybody in here a speaker trainer for corporate America? What happened in 2008? Yeah. I mean, yeah, right, after September 11th. Absolutely, right? And the amazing thing to me is that if I didn't learn how to redefine what I did, I would have really been in a tremendous bind, right? So I got myself a coach and thought about what I did in person on stage, which is teaching sales and marketing techniques based on human behavior and what gets people to want to buy you, to want to refer customers and clients to you, right? To want to be a raving fan, not somebody that just clicks the fan button and then you never see them again, right? And I realized that I had an opportunity to transfer all of that online. And that's what I've done with tremendous success in the last 3 years. As a matter of fact, I started with a membership site. I kind of started backwards from some of the stuff you've already heard today. I created a site on Ning. Any of you familiar with Ning, N-I-N-G? It's a free membership platform. Every single one of you today could go to ning.com and create your own membership platform and have it done in 10 minutes. It's that easy, right? Absolutely that easy. So I started this membership platform for entrepreneurs because I knew I wanted to get into this new market. And then I created a private group on that site teaching my social media techniques because I wanted to see if what I was learning for myself I could transfer to others to have the same success I was having. Makes sense to do that, right? And I charged everybody $5.95 a month to get into that private group on the free Ning site. I currently still have 160 people paying me $5.95 a month to be in that group. And I don't put any new content on it anymore. But what's my point? The opportunities, if you're willing, are endless when you pay attention to where the opportunities are. See, the word poor is an interesting word to me. Do any of you agree with that? Do you know what poor really stands for? Passing over opportunity repeatedly. Isn't that a good one? Poor stands for passing over opportunity repeatedly. And I'll tell you, whatever you want more of in your life means taking advantage of opportunities, number one, and seizing them when they happen, number two, and taking the risk whether you're ready or not, number three. Right? I can't tell you how many people that say, oh, I don't network yet because I don't have a business card. I'm like, what? Do you have a printer? Then you have a business card. Right? Put your name and your email address on it. It's time. You are your brand. You are your brand. And that's where you have to go with social media. All right? So what I'm going to share with you today is the social psychology of being online. And I just have to give Dave a big shout out this morning. Because he told you guys you needed a social media psychologist, didn't he? Remember, some of you said if you have that techno fear, you need a psychologist that can help you with that. Here I am. All right? All right. So let's talk a little bit about this and what's happening with social media, okay? First of all, you hear a lot of these different words. I use social media, social psychology, social capital, social networking. They all have one word in common. What is it? Social. Funny thing is, though, you watch people get onto Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn and they completely forget how to be social. Would you agree with that? They suddenly turn into like these slimy car salespeople. It's kind of gross, isn't it? Yeah. So the key is to really understand what it is that we're talking about in terms of that, okay? So social media is actually just a platform. That's really all it is. It's just a tool, okay? So there are several platforms in social media that you can use. Blog sites are a social media platform, okay? There are many of them out there. I'm going to give you 2 hot tips right now related to blog sites, okay? Number 1, do not use Blogger or Blogspot.